to acknowledge and appreciate the social impact of women who make our lives livable and our society sustainable. Let's begin today's function by quoting one of my favorite authors, Maya Angelou's words. Each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it was possible, without claiming it, she stands for all women. Such is the impact of women in our society. They deliver multiple roles effortlessly throughout their lives and create a chain of changes that subtly changes our societal makeup. In this change brought about by women, that's what we are celebrating today. Most people misunderstand feminism to be a competition with men. On the contrary, it's about fairness and equality. There has to be fairness of treatment for both women and men according to their respective needs. Gender equality is the end goal and equity is the means to get there. Depicting the same thought, we have a performance that I'm sure you all are going to love. This power-packed performance has been made possible by the collaboration of both men and women. This performance, where the words are penned and recited by men and are expressed by a woman. Please welcome Rasika Kumaste as she enthralls us with her scintillating performance on a poem written by Shubhajit and recited by Swapnil. Rasika Kumaste is a Bharatnatyam and Odissi dancer. She has taken training for Bharatnatyam under the able guidance of Guru Srimati Manikatai Ambike and Odissi training from Srimati Yogini Gandhi. She has performances in both the dance forms, solo as well as in group. She has performed at various prestigious festivals such as Kalagoda Festival, Sanival Vada Festival, Guru Pankaj Charan Das Utsav, Odissi International, and so on. She is the founder of Akansha Odissi Nitralaya and the managing trustee of the trust Kala Satta for the promotion of classical dance. She has several choreographies to her credit and has made a mark amongst the Pune dancers as a very versatile artist. Not only that, she holds a master's degree in German from Jawaharlal Nehru Academy and has worked for 20 years as a translator. Currently, she imparts training to students wanting to learn this foreign language. She has actively worked as a member of the Pula Deshpande Kala Academy under the government of Maharashtra for 5 years. Currently, she is the secretary of Sit Lobe L, an organization dedicated to language. Now, let us all enjoy this scintillating performance. Akshay, can we just have the video, please?
साहस, त्याग, ममता, करुणा की मूरत हो तुम। इस धरती में साक्षात देवी की सूरत हो तुम। ऐ नारी, तुमसे ही हमारा ये संसार है सारा, तुमसे ही तो ये जीवन है हमारा। तूफानों से लड़ने में समर्थ और सक्षम हो तुम। हे नारी, इस बेबस लाचार युग की रक्षक हो तुम। शक्ति का रूप हो, ममता का सागर हो तुम। जिम्मेदारी और बलिदान का अंबर हो तुम। साहस, त्याग, ममता, करुणा की मूरत हो तुम। इस धरती में साक्षात देवी की सूरत हो तुम। कौन है ये लोग जो तुम्हें कमजोर समझते हैं? क्या इन्हें ये ज्ञात नहीं? इस सोच से कच्चे धागे की ये बस डोर पकड़ते हैं। प्रचंड काली का रूप हो तुम, काल रात्रि में पूर्णमासी का चांद हो तुम। चमक चांदनी मारो उन पे जो उठावे तेरे वजूद पर सवाल। साहस, त्याग, ममता, करुणा की मूरत हो तुम। इस धरती में साक्षात देवी की सूरत हो तुम।
Wasn't it a beautiful performance? Let's applaud for Rasika. It was wonderful seeing her perform, and I really love the words that has been written. So it's amazing. I mean, beautifully written by Shubhojit and beautifully recited by Swapnil, and obviously very, very beautifully expressed by Rasika, right? Let us all applaud for all three of them. Let's this virtual platform not limit us from applauding, right? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. i2u Social Foundation has conducted a competition where NGOs working on any women-related cause could participate. We got a very good registrations, and today we will announce three winner NGOs who will get cash prize from our Right for a Cause funding fundraising campaign, goodies from Anandi Pads, and a stage to showcase their work by ABCD International Family, and also an awareness sessions by Unicha. Now, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our jury member, Ms. Satarupa Dasgupta. Ms. Satarupa Dasgupta is the COO of Fair Gaze, unlocking potential through holistic development of school children. Ms. Satarupa has over 13 years of experience of working with NGOs to lead large-scale programs in education and learning. She possesses an in-depth understanding of multi-thematic approaches in the education and skill development verticals, including transformative program planning and implementation, operation management, team building, fundraising, and driving stakeholder consensus. In her career growth trajectory, she has played multiple roles to provide strategic development and oversight to program management and implementation of transformative learning projects aimed at bringing about systematic improvements in classroom-based assessment and student learning outcomes for government schools across multiple states in the country. She believes that the route to social justice, equality, and equity has to pass through the classrooms. A yoga and nature enthusiast, she remains passionate about bridging equity gap in education and skill development. I would now like to introduce you all to our jury member, Mr. Jaideep Mandal. Mr. Jaideep Mandal is the founder and AMD, Akar Innovations Private Limited. He is a leading figure in the menstrual hygiene and health sector globally, having innovated and created the first 100% compostable sanitary napkins patented and certified as per international compostable standard. Mr. Jaideep is protege of the National Innovation Foundation of the Development of Science and Technology of the Government of India. He is an important contributor and advisor member of the Bureau of Indian Standards Committee for new standards for sanitary pads published in October 2019. He features in the select group of PMO and NITI Aayog's Champions of Change. Mr. Jaideep has won Bio-Based Materials of the Year Award 2019 Germany, Global Bioplastic Awards 2018 Germany for composable Anandi pads which are treated as Oscar of bioindustry and a patent on composable sanitary pads using indigenous materials. Mr. Jaideep has 15 years of experience in menstrual hygiene, rural innovation, and micro enterprise development as an entrepreneur, consultant advisor. His work is acclaimed by several governments, World Bank, UN organizations, UK, USAID, and international NGOs like the Aga Khan Foundation, President of India, CII, FICCI, UN, Miss World Organization, and Miss India Organization for innovation and entrepreneurship in the menstrual hygiene sector. Due to some personal emergency, Mr. Jaideep could not be with us today, but we are really extremely grateful for him for being one of our jury members. Now, let me take this opportunity to welcome our jury member, Ms. Manisha. Ms. Manisha is a seasoned communications personnel with 14 years of experience. In this career span, she has worked across verticals and the same has given her good exposure as well. Communication has always been her forte, and as days progressed, she did involve herself into PR-related events, conceptualizing and executing events, marketing communication, celebrity management, and corporate tie-ups.
Thank you.
Let me now extend our heartfelt gratitude to our supporting partners, Crystal Hughes, Claire, and Biggs. Now, let me introduce you all to our gifting partners, ACAR, ABCD International, and UNICHA. ACAR is an internationally recognized hybrid social enterprise comprising ACAR Foundations and ACAR Social Ventures that enables women to produce and distribute affordable, high quality, fully compostable sanitary napkins within their communities, while simultaneously raising an awareness and sensitization of menstrual hygiene management. APCA's mission is to provide commercially viable solutions for production, distribution, marketing, and sales of environmental friendly, affordable, and women hygiene products on local and commercial scale and empower women. ACA's first produced Anandi pads is India's first and only patented and certified 100% compostable and biodegradable sanitary pads with bio-Oscars from Germany. ABCD International Family is a business and corporate training, coaching, and consultancy, which helps trainers, coaches, mentors, educators, and entrepreneurs to transform their life and business. ABCD International works on 5 sectors of life, namely personal, professional, social, health, and spiritual. There are lots of trainers and coaches associated with ABCD International from different countries. ABCD International conducts business training programs, train the trainer program, NLP, and life coaching programs. ABCD International also arranges various international summits every month on different themes and topics. ABCD International is a world record holder organization. They provide platform for trainers and coaches to explore themselves. ABCD International also helps authors to write, publish, and brand their books. Our next gifting partner, Unicharm India, is a fully owned subsidiary of Unicharm Group, which is Japan's #1 manufacturer of sanitary napkins and baby diapers. Unicharm India operations have been present in India for more than 13 years now. With our philosophy and NOLA and DOLA, Unicharm has been working extensively in the field of CSR to help women of all age groups live a dignified life. They have been conducting the menstrual health and hygiene awareness sessions for adolescent girls, community women, pregnant and lactating mothers, and have educated more than 5 lakh girls and women. They have committed, they are committed to contribute to India's society to realize the SDGs and create a cohesive world. Now, let me introduce you all to Ms. Pooja Grover, who will be moderating the next session. Ms. Pooja Grover comes with more than 13 years of experience working in CSR, sustainability, and DNI. She has led several grassroots projects across the value chain and has worked in financing projects while setting up monitoring mechanisms to ensure impact. She is very passionate about women's rights and financial inclusion, and she believes that getting 60 crore Indian women to participate in mainstream economy is the way to transform Indian society. So now I hand over to Miss Pooja Grover. You are muted. Pooja, you are muted.
Thank you, Tazeen. Today for this event, we are blessed to be graced by very experienced and knowledgeable speakers. To begin with, I have the honor to introduce Dr. Subrokamal Datta, who is Chairman, Global Council for Peace, General Secretary, Debating India, Senior Advisor, Oceanic Group, Honorary Patron, the Earth Saviors Foundation, Honorary Patron, Deep Foundation, and Honorary National Vice President, Rautula Youth Foundation. Dr. Datta is an eminent columnist, foreign affairs and economic expert, and a political critic. He is also a renowned right-wing media think tank and acclaimed political, economic, and foreign policy expert. He is senior advisor with WASMI and visiting faculty to several central, state, and private universities. Good morning, sir. Supportive policies and infrastructure are the groundwork to bring large-scale transformation in any society. So my question to Dr. Datta is, on what do you think, sir, is the current status of policies and infrastructure supporting women development in India? And where do you feel the next most critical changes should be? Mr. Datta.
Sir, you are muted. Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to all the eminent speakers as well as the honorable jury members. And I wish everyone a very fantastic and a lovely International Women's Day celebration. I see several women experts as well as entrepreneurs out here, and it is really a pleasure having all of them for this esteemed seminar. As I'm closely associated with the Modi government and the ruling party, like my association goes very deep and long. So like I would be focusing on this issue, taking into consideration the views of the government of India and the initiative of the government of India, especially of the Honorable Prime Minister, and how things are moving and what needs to be done as such, So like, let me start with the topic itself. Of course, it is a very important day, the International Women's Day as such. So I think on such a lovely occasion, like we need to put across quite a few number of things which are, our initiative of the government of India and which needs to be highly focused, and it needs to be spread across the nook and corner of the country, especially through institutions like that of yours. And since there are leading women experts out here. So I think it's very important for us to deliberate on this important issue as such. After the change of the government in 2014, when the Honorable Prime Minister took over the oath, like the Prime Minister initiated quite a lot of new initiatives as such. To start with, he started with the global and the national campaign in relation to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Now, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is something which is very closely related to children of our country and the women of our country. They play a very important role in relation to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, because the Prime Minister always says that, it is ultimately the mother, the sister, and the daughters of our country who should lead this campaign, because ultimately hygiene, whether it's home hygiene or whether it's society hygiene or social hygiene, a lot depends on the contribution of the women folk of our country as such. So when this initiative started, a part and parcel of this initiative, a big component of this university initiative was the woman population of our country as such, So, and the campaigning is going on in a very big level across the nook and corner of the country, and several women, whether working women, whether entrepreneurs, whether people from the social field, social activists, academic, people from the academics, people from the media, very many people from the glamour world and all, they are who are women, they are all working as brand ambassadors in relation to this campaign. And this campaign of the government of India has become the most prominent and perhaps the biggest social campaign in relation to Swachhata, in relation to cleanliness of the society, of the country, the neighborhood, and the home as such. It is the biggest campaign in the whole world as such. And this campaign has come into record books of several international organizations, which does in, which gives in records in relation to any big initiative as such. And till date, this campaigning has been very, very successful. Several of the state governments have become a part and parcel of this campaign. And a large component of this campaign is actually the daughters and the sisters and mothers of our country as such. And the government of India has allocated a huge amount of resources in relation to this campaign. And there is a plethora of scope for the women folk of our country to be a part and parcel of this campaign as such. To cite in some important ministries which are coordinating the efforts in relation to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, one is the Ministry of Women, Child and Family Welfare, which is one of the pivotal ministry which is handling this campaigning. Besides that, Niti Aayog is of course a part and parcel of this campaign initiative as such. The Ministry of Small Scale, Medium and Cottage Industry, Ministry of Rural Development, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Education, Government of India, are a part and parcel of this campaigning. They are in fact nodal agencies in relation to this campaigning. So I'm sure many young women entrepreneurs and many women delegates must be listening this August gathering. I would suggest them that they should look into the website of these respective ministries which I have spoken about. There are a plethora of schemes which are there, and these schemes can be applied for. It can be done online itself and through online registration as such, and I mean, they can become a part and parcel of this initiative as such. Second is together with that, the recent budget of the government of India has come up with two important schemes. One is in relation to the Aushadhiya scheme, and the other one is in relation to the Khadyan scheme, in relation to the young children as such, infants who are between between 1 month to 5 years old as such. A separate allocation has been allocated in the budget for this two campaign as such, because government of India feels that, if the population of the country has to excel in every field, and if the younger generation of our country has to excel in every field, then it is very, very important that the mother of our country, the mothers as well as the daughters and sisters of our country, they should be very, very healthy, and they should be strong enough to work in plethora of fields, in plethora of organizations as such. So therefore, this important scheme in relation to the Aushadhiya scheme of the government of India under the new budget, which is specially meant for mothers and especially for prenatal and postnatal care as such, and also for pregnant mothers as such, those who are in their advanced stage of pregnancy, as to how to make them more immune in relation to the requirements of the body as such. So this scheme has been initiated by the government of India. It will be operational from the first week of April, from the 1st of April, once the new financial year starts. Together with that, for the infants also, for the kids as such, I mean, for the children from 1 month to 5 years old, there is another separate scheme which is correlated to this scheme, that is highly, highly beneficial for the immunity booster and for immunity increasement of the toddlers as such. So this is another special scheme which the government of India has initiated under the new budget. This will again be operational from the first week of April as such. The Ministry of Health, Family Welfare and Ministry of Child, Women and Family Welfare is the main ministry which will be the main nodal agency, which will be like advocating and coordinating this scheme at the all India level, of course in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Rural Development as such, and MSME ministry as such. They would be ancillary ministries who would be coordinating the efforts as such. Together with that, if you look into Atmanirbhar Bharat and Unnat Bharat, the Honorable Prime Minister always says that, I mean, if India has to be Atmanirbhar, if India has to be Unnat, then it is very, very important that the women folk of our country, they become Atmanirbhar and they become Unnat as such. In the last 2.5 years, during the time of the pandemic, when the whole world was devastated and India was no exception as such, but within that pandemic itself, there were several startup companies, which came up at the ground level, and initiated by young girls and by young boys of our country as such. And half of those startup companies were actually led by the women folk of our country, by the female forces of our country. Out of almost around 1,500 to 2,000 unicorns which have come up in the last two years or so during the time of the pandemic from by all these beginners as startup companies. This 1,500 to 2,000 unicorns, they are today having a profit of around 500 CR to almost around 2,000 CR and CR annually. And out of those 1,500 to 2,000 unicorns and super unicorns, half of them are led, and half of them are controlled and operationalized by the women folk of our country, by young girls who are graduate from universities, from colleges as such. So this is a remarkable achievement in relation to Atmanirbhar Bharat and Unnat Bharat. The Honorable Prime Minister always says that if the woman, just give me another 2 to 3 minutes,
yeah,
because
we just need so I was just saying, can we just move to closing remarks?
I
Just
know
one minute.
I am speaking on behalf of the government, so give me another 2 minutes as such, because these are something which all the viewers needs to know as such. These are very important areas of domain as such. So just give me 2 more minutes, please. So what I'm saying is, like, this is something which is very, very vital as such, because the Honorable Prime Minister says that if India has to be Unnat, if India has to be Atmanirbhar, then it is very important that the women folk of our country should be Atmanirbhar and they should be Unnat as such. And that's the reason why he advocates so much about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao as such. And Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is a very, very important scheme of the government of India as such. And there are several schemes which are under these schemes as such. And I will suggest the young women entrepreneurs of our country to be associated with those schemes. Your esteemed organization, your esteemed institution is very, very vital for coordinating in relation to all these schemes as such. I would suggest that you all should become a pivotal nodal agency for collaborating in relation to the efforts of the government of India, so that we can make the women of our country, super active and super self-reliant as such, because we all understand that if India has to become a superpower of the 21st century for the Asia Pacific division and for the whole world, then the women of our country needs to be Atmanirbhar and they need to be self-reliant and Unnat as such. So I would appeal to your institution that, you should coordinate with the different schemes of the government of India, and also should collaborate with me in relation to synchronizing our efforts, so that we can develop a healthy future for our younger generation and for our future generation as such. Whatever help is needed from my side for this collective effort, I'm always there available for you all. I wish you all the best, and I wish all other speakers a very wonderful International Women's Day celebration. And I'm sure you all will be excelling more in relation to our endeavors. My best wishes with all of you. Good luck. It was lovely talking to you. Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Very rightly said. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. And it is great to learn about all the wonderful initiatives being led by the current government. And thank you so much for the invitation for collaboration. We hope to see great changes in the ground in the near future. And we move on with the program. Over to Tazeen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, I mean, it was really wonderful to know about the various schemes that our Honorable Prime Minister and Government of India is doing for the entire upliftment. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I would now like to welcome Advocacy Director to i2u Social Foundation, Mr. Pranav Menon. Mr. Pranav Menon is a very dynamic and down-to-earth person. He has over 10 years of experience in voluntary community service. His marketing background comes out in play when building consensus with partners and volunteers. He is well known for his outstanding communication skills, be it with engaging CEOs of organizations or leading his team. The credit for his enthusiastic energy goes to his frank and direct approach. With a soft spot for dogs, driving, and deserts, Mr. Pranav leads from the front to ensure i2u contributes to its partner NGOs, donors, volunteers, policy influencers, and other stakeholders. I request Mr. Pranav to introduce i2u Social Foundation to the August gathering.
Thank you, Dr. Parveen, for such a wonderful introduction. Firstly, apologies, I'm joining from my phone. I have some issues on my laptop, hence. First of all, happy International Women's Day to all the wonderful ladies who have come and joined us in such an amazing occasion. I mean, it is an honor to actually host and be a part of such an event where we ourselves are realizing that our women folks are the driving force of our whole family, organization, and the world itself. I mean, it is easier to say that we are not, we are moving towards gender equity and all those things, but we are yet to be there for that. But for, sorry, we're yet to be there to reach there, but still we are having such wonderful support systems. We are having such wonderful women leaders where they guide us much better than we can guide ourselves. So taking this as a thing, there are a lot of NGOs who are doing a commendable job in just encouraging women empowerment, ensuring women are the leaders for them, and doing such wonderful job on the ground that we are yet to see what all they have done for us. Now, one thing what I would definitely say is NGOs cannot do all this alone. We all have to support them. We have to be a part of them. They need CSR experts. They need CSR advisors. We need donors and volunteers to support them so that they do a commendable job and we understand what they're looking for. I think the major important part what we're missing out is people are doing the job on the ground level, but it's not shown to be major management, or it's not shown to be various other people on the high levels, because they don't have any support. Either it can be financials or it can be volunteers who can help them do the work. That's where they lack. And that's what we are looking to do. That's what i2u is looking to do, to bridge a gap between them. Because in the end, see, whatever they do, it has to come out in front. It has to show, because they are putting their efforts and they're trying their best in whatever capacity they have to ensure they have given all the efforts, all the messages they can pass through the world, through all citizens of all the countries. Now, with us, with i2u, what we are trying to do is we are trying to bridge the gap between these NGOs, their projects, by giving them CSR experts, providing them with CSR advisors, giving them donors and volunteers wherever possible. Yes, there are a lot of people who have no idea. There are a lot of CSR corporates who have no idea what all other NGOs are doing, because they're not able to figure out those NGOs. Are they reliable? Are they actually doing it what they're saying, or how it is? So this is where i2u plays a role, where we are actually trying to tell them that, see, we have done this, we have worked with this NGOs and they are doing a good job. They need support from you. And that's where we bridge the gap. And I think all of you present here have already been supporting us, supporting the NGOs for all the causes they're working together. And it is not just saying that you're supporting us. We have seen the output also. We have seen where you guys have actually helped us work together, helped us see output, see results of it. And we get a sense of satisfaction at the end of it. Whatever happens, whatever we do, in the end, when we look back, we should be happy about, yes, what I did, the efforts I put is actually seen out. I can at least say one woman has, I'm just giving a woman empowerment example where I've supported this woman and she's able to lead from the front. Just because we are able to support her, she's able to do what she wants to do. I mean, these are, each and every one of us have capabilities and we have things that we can actually go ahead and do it. The only thing we lack is support and confidence. And confidence comes in only when we have support with us. So once we give them support, confidence automatically builds in, and they can perform and they can show the world what they're looking for. So I think what we are doing is together. What we are doing is actually a commendable job, and we all should be proud of each other for helping each one out to ensure that we are having a better place to live in. It's not always about money. It's not always about how successful you are. It's always about how happy you are in what you're doing and where you are currently. And that's what we focus on. And that's we will ensure that we bridge the gaps between NGOs, CSR, donors, volunteers, so that everyone in their bits are happy in what they're doing. And one request, I know you all have always been supporting us, but one request, what I would still say is, let's join together and make this process, make this concept a huge success by introducing each other with each other's concerned departments or each other concerned regulations where they want help, so that we can help them out and they can help each other out. I wouldn't take much long, but one thing I would really would like to say on this particular day is hats off to all the women who are joined with us, and hats off to all the women in the world who have actually led from the front and are trying to lead from the front. You all are our role models for the coming future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pranav. Very, very correctly said that, together, definitely we can make a change. And the way you spoke, it shows that you're speaking from your heart and you all are working wonderful for the, development of this entire nation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, let me introduce you all to the women behind the best of services that India is as i2u Social Foundation has to offer, Miss Alicia Bijoy. Miss Alicia Bijoy is the head of India is as i2u Social Foundation. Her vast network and liaisons empower the partner organizations to gain benefits of getting the right solutions for your exact problems. She is a postgraduate in mass communication. She is unstoppable when it comes to innovative thinking and communication to win hearts. And with these skills, she has benefited many clients and NGOs to stay strong in the competition. I request Ms. Alicia to talk on One Day for Future and also to announce the rider with maximum kilometers.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tazeen, for the introduction. And thank you so much, Pranav, as well, for quick insights on i2u. A very warm good afternoon to everyone. Wishing you all a very happy Women's Day. It's a delight to be part of Women.Social.Impact, an event to celebrate the essence of womanhood. The wonderful thing about this event is the humongous support that we have received from everyone. Women as well as men, they all have come together to make this event a success. From Right for a Cause fundraiser to penning a beautiful poetry, your support has been extraordinary. And moving ahead, it's my privilege to announce the name of the person who has ride maximum kilometers, more than 590 kilometers, to spread word about our event. And here's Mr. Romil Verma. So Mr. Romil Verma has just ride 590 kilometers to talk about our event to others. Thank you so much for your support. Moving ahead, I'd also like to take some other riders' name who have encouraged our initiative by their participations. And the names are Vatsala Verma, Karishma Sharma, Rahul Dogra, Sandesh T. Pawar, Deepak Kumar Singh, Mona Gangwani, Kamrup Mahapatra, and Gopal Sabe. A very big round of applause for everyone. They all have made this event a better one for us. Now, for someone who dreams and breathes for i2u, I sincerely believe in the importance of small efforts. I will just take a few minutes to introduce you to our flagship campaign, that is #OneDayForFuture, where we invite everyone to contribute their 1 day's worth of skills or time for social causes you feel aligned with. We all have the potentials to be the change makers, and I just request you all to realize your potential. Join us, stand with us, and let's make a big difference and a beautiful difference in this society. Thank you so much, everyone. I will not take much time now, and really appreciate everyone's effort and timing to join us today in this event. Thank you so much, Dr. Tazeen. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. I mean, the way you talk, it shows how committed you are for i2u and for the NGOs. I mean, the way you work to, make this world a beautiful place. I know how passionate you are for One Day for Future, and that's a very, very small thing that we all can do, right? Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you so much. Now,
Thank
I'd
you.
like to request Pooja to take over and proceed with the program. Pooja, we are not able to hear you. Are you muted? I think you are muted, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you, Tazeen. Thank you so much, Alicia. It's always a joy hearing you speak. That is so true. And moving on to our next speaker, it is my privilege to introduce Srimati Stuti Narayan Kakkar. Srimati Kakkar is a 1978 batch IS officer. She retired as the chairperson of National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights. Srimati Kakkar has worked extensively in the areas of social justice and empowerment, information and broadcasting, and industrial development. She is particularly well known for her contribution to the social sector, including the protection of child rights and empowerment of persons with disabilities. Under her leadership, the department's innovative Niramaya Health Insurance Scheme was awarded the Times of India Social Impact Award. Srimati Kakkar served as Joint and Additional Secretary to the Ministry of INB, as the Director of the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Joint Secretary, MSME Ministry, CVO for departments of SSI and KVIC. Srimati Kakkar has worked extensively in Uttar Pradesh as Commissioner of Jhansi, Commissioner and Director of Industries, and District Magistrate of Ghazipur. Welcome, Stuti ji.
Thank you, Pooja. I don't think this huge introduction was necessary. It just sort of wastes time. And
So,
you know, we do all these postings and all as part of our service in the IAS.
It's our honor to have you with us, and your
no, I feel happy to be associated with you. And as Alicia will tell you, I myself sort of barged in, opened the door. But Alicia has given me a topic to speak on, and she has said, please be just 5 minutes. So I've already taken up 2 of 5 minutes. Now I'll be very quick. It is about women and the sustainable SDGs. Now, SDGs, you know, they are adopted by the UN. And in this case, it was adopted after the Millennium Development Goals period had sort of expired, and they will be there for another 10-15 years. And SDGs are there basically, you know, to give the world a direction on which way to go, you know, especially when in concerning the social sector. So they are important for us. I would say us as humanity, not so much in reference to our country, because there are many countries where systems are not so well laid out. Already we had one speaker who told us about the fabulous work that is going on. And therefore for India, yes, you know, they are relevant to the extent that we need to focus more on reduction of poverty, improvement of all this, but we are already doing that. But I have visited some countries, say in Africa, I mean, I shouldn't be taking names, where it was scary because I felt in औरतों और आसमान के बीच में, I mean, they have nothing. You know, you can't imagine, they have nothing. They're just on their own, just झोपड़ी में रह रहे हैं, उतने तक सीमित है. और उनके और आसमान के बीच में कुछ नहीं है. हम लोगों के यहाँ तो एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, लॉज है, government hai, stable government hai, caring government hai. There's so many things, you know, so many safety nets. So ye jo SDGs hai, they're important because they will focus on issues which are very important for us, like poverty and removal of poverty, because every time there is an adversity, a woman gets it. Every time there is a I mean, I would say pandemic में क्या हुआ? Child marriages हुई, domestic violence बढ़ गया, child trafficking बढ़ गई. So many things started happening, and basically it is the women who take a brunt. And nutrition, of course, खाना कम है तो औरतें कम खाएंगी, आदमी को तो मिलना ही मिलना है. So this is, so these SDGs focus on these issues. And one thing very special about these SDGs, what I like about them is that they have focused on disability. Millennium Development Goals bypass disability completely. और disabled women जो होती हैं, वो उनकी हालत तो they are not even coming in the conversation, They are forgotten by WCD ministry, they're forgotten about disability ministry because एक दूसरे के पास उनको भेजा जाता है कि you go to WCD, WCD says you go to disabilities, we don't know anything about it. Anyway, so we are not on that issue just now. So what is good about these SDG goals is, for once they're focused on women. They have said that goal number 5 is dedicated for women. So if we achieve what these goals stand for internationally, it is going to make a lot of difference to the lives of many children, because they are addressing key challenges such as poverty, inequality, violence against women, especially. They are recognizing women's equality and empowerment both as an objective and as part of the solution. So it is very, very important for us women, Us women, I'm talking about the global family, not only Indian women. Indian women के साथ भी ये सब चीजें होती हैं, but there's a lot more consciousness. But today only, I was seeing some pictures of these beautiful Ukrainian girls, despite everything, despite the 21st century being urban, sophisticated, we have just gone back in time. This war is on. Women का बीच में आता भी है कि they are being raped, because this is, ये war areas में sexual, they focus on women as a tactic to rape them, beat them, and it is so brutal, but today is a day of celebration, so let us not talk of only gloom, but it is something, which is troubling me tremendously, this war, because I feel what has gone wrong with humanity. Why SDG goals have, we talk of very, highfalutin ideals of improving society, removal of poverty. We are ourselves creating poverty and destruction. Anyway, thank you for the time you have given me, Alicia, and thank you for all the love and affection. And I feel very happy when I see Pooja, Alicia, Dr. Tazeen, and everybody, the youngsters are coming forward to take India in its sort of, in their capable hands and lead it forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a very touching and insightful perspective through your experiences and on how SDGs can actually make a difference to the lives of women in India and globally. We will move on with the program.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to listen to Ms. Tuti. The way she speaks, it talks a lot about her vast experience. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for always being with us and guiding us. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome Ms. Priti Negi. I would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Ms. Priti is currently heading the HR and CSR and Communication Department at Unicharm India. An MBA graduate in HR with more than 15 years of work experience, she has worked in multiple facets of HR and CSR with companies across FMCG, IT, and financial services. And she is also a certified coach and an assessor. Apart from her passion for work, she is a travel enthusiast and likes to explore new places. She is a mother to a 7-year-old boy. She loves to spend quality time with her family, and she loves to read and acquire new skills every now and then. I would now like to request Ms. Preeti to address this wonderful audience.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tazeen. I hope I am audible.
Yes, you are absolutely
Thank you.
audible.
Thank you very much.
And let me congratulate you and let me appreciate you looking amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here and gracing
That's
this
very
occasion.
kind of you to say that.
I
Thank
was
you very
also
much.
going to say something, but I thought I'll keep my mouth shut. Is Dr. Tazeen, you mentioned that it's a Japanese firm, na?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. That's
Unicham
right.
is a Japanese firm.
हाँ
Yes.
तो ये खुद ही जापानी गुड़िया की तरह लग रही है.
I think you all made this Women's Day very, very extra special to me. And you know, it's such a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I'm so happy actually because there's so many eminent speakers, very, very experienced people. And it's my honor to be here. It's actually, you know, such a great feeling to see so much of work going on, because I think it's a long, long journey. There is so much still that has to be done in this particular area. And so many people, so many NGOs, so many experts, so many institutions are coming forward, talking about it and actually doing a lot of work. I think it's a great, great thing to see. In fact, with India is Us also, you know, we've been working on a couple of projects. In last year, we got introduced to you. And it's been fantastic so far. So we did some donation drives, some educational programs, and I think it's been fantastic. Mostly I've been in touch with Alisha. She is so fabulous to work with. So you guys are really doing a great job. Congratulations to you all. Talking about Unicharm, so yes, it comes from Japan. We have our headquarters in Japan. So globally, it's around 60 years old company. And in India, around 13 years of operations has been there. And if I talk about particularly in the area of, you know, women empowerment or supporting women in general, in last 5 years, we've been trying to work on this area extensively. So, you know, we've been trying to work with the adolescent girls from government schools, from private schools, from, you know, across the communities to educate them about how to manage their menstrual health, because the overall situation in this particular area is not so good right now. We did a study and we found out that, and it was actually surprising for somebody like me to believe that still there are girls who do not go to the school because they do not have adequate sanitary you know, equipment. They cannot manage their menstruation. They still you know, they are dependent on using cloths and drugs and things like those to manage their menstruation, which is very, very sad state of affair. So we've been trying to work on that. And in last 3 to 4 years, we have educated more than 5 lakhs girls across states. So not only that, we also, you know, government has been very supportive, and we have been trying to work with Anganwadi centers to educate the community women, then lactating mothers, because again, that's another area where there's a lot of work required to be done. And in fact, in states like Rajasthan, in states like, you know, West Bengal, in states like UP, the government, there has been an, you know, an invitation from the government to come forward and do these projects with the Anganwadis, which is wonderful to see. So apart from that, in fact, you know, I would really like to mention a wonderful project that we started last year, which is called Jagriti. And this is currently running in UP and Rajasthan, wherein we actually go and support these rural women to establish their own business in the community. And it's just been less than a year since we started the project, but most of the women, we have 50 entrepreneurs with us right now, and they are making a profit of in a range from 5,000 to 12,000 in a month already. So that's some, and this year we're expanding the project further to add another 100 women to our entrepreneurs. So these are some of the work that Unicharm is trying to do. And I must say that, you know, because doing alone as a corporate is not possible. So we take a lot of support from the NGOs, from the groundwork specialists. So a lot of contribution is there from their side as well. And I'm really hoping that out of all the NGOs who are present here today, I hope we can collaborate in future, and we can work with more of you to actually create some impact in the society, because that is the whole essence of Unicharm's business. Like Dr. Tazin actually said in the beginning, that our philosophy is Nola and Dola, which is converting the necessities of life to dreams of life, making a comfortable, dignified life to women of all age groups. And in fact, in general, for people of all age groups. So we have products right from a baby, a newborn, to an elderly. So we have adult diapers, we have sanitary napkins, we have baby diapers, products like those. So the whole philosophy, the essence of our business lies around making people's life better. And I would be really happy if we can collaborate with more of you, do some great work and create some impact in these areas. So with that, I think we have short time. I do not want to take much of your time. I would rather give it to those who can actually make more impact by speaking right now. So with that, I'll close my speech, and I'm really looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Priti. It was really wonderful listening to you and the work that your organization has been doing. That is absolutely commendable. You're not only looking into, just the profit generation part, you are looking into impacting the society in the true essence. That is amazing. I mean, hats off to Unicharm and hats off to people like you who are taking their initiative to such a level. Thank you so much for being here and gracing this occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to request Pooja to take over and proceed with the session.
Thank you, Tazeen. Next, we have Mr. Abhishek Sharma with us. Mr. Sharma is a strategy and management professional working in the social impact sector. He comes with rich experience in end-to-end program management and communications. He's presently supporting HCL's CSR mandate. He has also worked on several socio-economic development projects spanning across rural as well as urban settings across the country. Mr. Abhishek is a certified policy analyst and program evaluator from Cornell University. Currently based out of Delhi, his academic training lies in development studies and economics. Hi, Abhishek. Women play a key role in uplifting their households and communities. However, there are huge imbalances in developmental indices, financial independence, and empowerment of women. Since you come with rich experience of working in rural India, where nearly 45 crore women reside, can you throw some light on how the CSR initiatives have contributed in transforming the socioeconomic fabric of the rural regions? And have these changes impacted the lives of women there? Also, what, according to you, are the key drivers of these changes?
Sure. Thank you for the question, Pooja. And it has been an honor so far listening to everyone in the panel who has spoken before me. And first of all, a very happy International Women's Day to everyone present in the meeting here. Without taking a lot of time, I understand time is short. So straight away, going to the question about what exactly has CSR and CSR initiatives brought to the field of rural development. So I think upfront, what we can explain is that scale and technology are two things that CSR initiatives have brought to the rural development field. And when I say scale and resources, these are in all the different aspects. I'll just give one of examples in these aspects, and I would not go in detail about HCL Foundation or the projects. They are well documented. So if you'll talk about technology, if you'll talk about institutions, so for example, CSR initiatives are going on and supporting the district administrations or in rural areas and also in urban areas with setting up control and command centers. They have been very helpful during COVID for managing COVID in rural areas and also in general managing the administration of the district. Then when it comes in terms of institutions, CSR initiatives have been able to promote and help develop institutions like farmer producers organizations, institutions like Women's Collective, who then go on to not just produce, but are also able to market their produce in a sense, right? Then scaling up in terms of accessibility, where these days we see initiatives like telemedicine or initiatives like mobile health clinics. So these, in a sense, ensure accessibility to health services in these regions. Now, these are just some of the examples that I gave, not to say that such technology wasn't present earlier, not to say that this wasn't happening in any part of the country, but CSR initiatives have ensured that this can be done at a scale, at a rapid pace and in rural hinterlands of the country, in regions which were not that well serviceable up till now. So those are the things that have taken a major push in that sense. Now, how have they impacted the lives of women, if you say? Now, in rural areas, while it feels that it's largely a patriarchal society, which most of India in the sense is, except for the eastern part or the other sense, but when a CSR organization reaches the rural parts of the country, they bring with it the values that the company has. Now, in general, if I can speak not just for HCL, but for corporates in general, they come with a gender neutral perspective in that sense. And it percolates in the initiatives that they take, in the projects that they do, when they work along with the Panchayati Raj institution members in the villages, or when they work with the villages themselves. So that is something where the fabric is changing. And now coming to the last part, and I'll relate that to this one as well, as to what, according to me, are key drivers of change. And this is something that HCL Foundation very strongly believes in, and this is something that I strongly believe in, that women need not be just supported so as to say to take up an initiative or facilitated to take up an initiative, but rather it should be ensured that they are owners of the initiative that they are taking. It wouldn't just do for them to be participants, merely participants. So for example, all the initiatives that we do, be it in terms of handicrafts, handylooms, or even let's say something of the solar mini grids that we have, and there the operators are women as well. So they need to own that part. So this is a thing that we have ensured in all our initiatives, that women are owners of the work that they do. Once they are owners, once they have that financial independence, is when it could be ensured, or it could be thought of in the society, that women would be able to go forward in that sense that they take. So we honestly believe that merely participation, merely just bringing women on the table or ensuring that women are on the table, it just fulfills the quorum but doesn't go a very long way. So it should always be ensured that they are the owners of the work that they do. It is their work, they are the owners of it. So that is something that I think is the key change maker, the key driver of change in rural areas in terms of CSR initiative. With that, thank you for having me here and giving me a chance to speak.
Thank you very much for a very insightful perspective from your experiences. And it is a very nice way to look at empowering women through giving them ownership of their own transformation. Thank you so much. And moving on, Tazeen.
Exactly. I fully agree to what Mr. Abhishek just said. That
May I just come
women.
in? May I just come in? Sorry. When it comes to ownership, women have a very tough time in exerting their rights, because land laws, everything requires so much of, especially when she's widowed. And in our system, I mean, I had many cases which I used to adjudicate. For a woman to prove that she is married to somebody is very difficult. I mean, the family just says, "Arey, ye to kisi aur ki chudiyan pehen gayi, pagal ho gayi, kuch ho gaya," and they're totally deprived of the land rights. And majority of us are in the rural areas, and therefore we need to really do something about this area to ensure, खैर अब तो digital और ये सब बहुत हो गया, हम तो बहुत पुरानी बात कर रहे थे. But even then, we need to go into these issues, because this is a very a point which comes hampers in women's development and growth, because they have no access to family property, baap ki taraf se bhi aur husband ki taraf se bhi. So it is something that we really need to work on, and SDG goals pe is pe focus bhi kiya gaya hai. Okay, sorry, I sort of interrupted, but land rights and rights to family, I mean, financial empowerment बहुत एक अहम मुद्दा होता है for supporting women. Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very truly added. I think, Abhishek, we now know where to look into with the vast experience just Tutiman just told us, right? And looking such young people working on these causes, it really gives me a lot of hope that we are working in the right direction. Thank you, Abhishek, for being here, and thank you for working at such an important cause. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tazeen. Thank you for having me.
I would now like to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Akash Thapar. Mr. Akash Thapar is a dynamic professional leader who helps trainers, coaches, mentors, consultants, and professionals to grow in their field. He is an author and a success coach. He helps authors to write, publish, and brand their book. He always focuses to create success stories of people. He is the CEO of ABCD International Family and Thapar International Publication. He also has 2 world records to his credit. I would now like to request Dr. Akash Thapar to announce the second runner-up NGO.
Uh, yes, thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. And first of all, happy Women's Day to all women and all participants here. And first of all, thank you, Alicia, ma'am, for giving me chance to participate and contribute in this awesome event. It's my honor to be part of this event. And the second, so everyone is waiting for the winner, and the second runner-up winner is Center of Education and Health Research Organization, CEHRO. Yeah, congratulations.
Let's have a huge round of applause for the winner.
Congratulations, Mr. Surjit.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप सभी को वुमेन्स डे की बहुत बहुत बधाई. और ऐसे वुमेन्स डे के अवसर पे आप लोगों ने ये इवेंट रखा, हमें अपॉर्चुनिटी दी. थैंक यू एलिसा मैम एंड होल टीम कि हमें इस मतलब प्लेटफॉर्म पे बुलाया. और जो वुमेन्स के लिए हम लोगों का इनिशिएटिव है, सुई धागा इनिशिएटिव, जो हम सिलाई सेंटर हमने खोल रखा है, उसके लिए ऐसे मौके पे आप लोगों ने हमें सेलेक्ट किया कि हम और अच्छा कर सकते हैं आप लोगों की वजह से. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, Dr. Akash, Mr. Akash Thapar. Thank you so much, and we really congratulate Center of Education and Health Research Organization for winning the second runners-up award. The second runners-up NGO, that is Center of Education and Health Research Organization, has won a cash prize of ₹3,000, an opportunity by ABCD International Family to speak on their platform ABCD International Talks to showcase their work. 10,000 sanitary pads worth ₹80,000 by Unicharm, and Unicharm will also organize menstrual health and hygiene workshops with their master trainers for them. Congratulations once again. Now, I would request Pooja to again take over the session.
Actually, we also had another speaker lined up for today, Mr. Sandeep Nulkar. He's a veteran of translation industry and has experience extensively of working with various government and corporate bodies. However, due to personal health emergency, he could not attend the session today. So I would request Tazeen to take the session forward.
Yes. Now, I would like to request Ms. Manisha, one of our jury members, to kindly announce the first runner-up NGO. Ms. Manisha. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today amongst you. And all of you are speaking wonderfully. All of you are putting a lot of light on making women feel important all over again. And it's important. I hope we do this more regularly. And thank you for this opportunity. And thank you so much, Helping Hands Foundation, for being that commendable job that you're putting across the table for women and holistic development of the society. It means a lot. And I would love to visit one of your centers sooner and see what can be a contribution from my end too on this behalf.
Thank you, Ms. Manisha. Thank you so much. So let's put a huge round of applause to Helping Hand Foundation for winning the first runners-up.
Can we request Helping Hand Foundation to switch on their camera?
Yes. Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
You're mute.
You are on mute, sir. We are not able to hear you. You are on mute.
Wishing every one of you a very happy International Women's Day, ma'am. And thank you very much for the award and for all the talks and the speakers that you have collected, over a due course of time, and planning the session so nicely. Although it's a virtual, it doesn't feel that we are on a virtual platform. It feels that we are attending some kind of live session, Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And a huge congratulations to you, Helping Hand Foundation. They have won a cash prize of rupees 5,000, an opportunity by ABCD International family to speak on their platform, ABCD International Talks, to showcase their work. And 10,000 sanitary pads worth rupees 80,000 by Unicharm. And Unicharm will also organize menstrual health and hygiene workshops with their master trainers for you. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Now I would like to request again Pooja to take over the session.
Thank you, Tazeen. Next person to grace us with her presence is Ms. Deepshika Kumar. Ms. Deepshika is the founder of eSpeakin, Asia's largest network of business experts and thought leaders. She's counted amongst the most networked entrepreneurs in India and has won several awards, including Asia Women Icon Award, Economic Times Most Promising Women Leader Award, and Google Digital Women in Leadership Award. She is among the top 100 women entrepreneurs listed by Ministry of MSME. Deepshika, hello and welcome. Financial empowerment and inclusion is a major driver for bringing momentum to meaningful social transformation. Women development in India today requires financial empowerment of more than 60 crores women in the country. So Deepshika, what do you think are the major drivers for financial empowerment of women today?
Thank you so much for your invitation. It's such a pleasure to be here. And thank you, special thanks to Alicia and everybody else who kind of put together such a beautiful event. Dr. Tazin, I mean, you're doing a phenomenal job of building this conversation forward. I especially heard Suti ma'am, such an emotional and such a grounded conversation. I mean, we sitting in the urban centers of this country, we assume economic empowerment, we assume financial freedom, we assume a lot of rights which are not available to a large part of women in this country. So thank you for putting together such a diverse set of experts who can give us a larger spectrum of this country's women and their circumstances. Well, I think it's a very well understood and some might say the commonsensical. Then how can you have an economically sustainable or successful organization or a country or an institution or a society without having the other 50% contribute? So even in the numbers, if they talk about, in India itself, they say that we estimate about $700 billion to be added to the GDP of this country by 2025, purely by bringing in and making that 50% more active in our day-to-day financial impetus. Financial empowerment, of course, is at the core of how we are growing and how we are building forward. Another estimate says that it'll actually add about 27% to India's GDP. Those are the numbers, very, very powerful driver. I'll just give you a quick glimpse of, and this is very close to my heart in particular, being an entrepreneur today. And I think I'll talk about two specific areas. One is my own journey, how I have seen financial empowerment ever since my childhood. So my mom, I come from a typical Delhi Punjabi family where none of the women really worked. My mother was the first working female in our entire family, in the close-knit as well as the extended family. So I grew up looking at her, balancing beautifully between her financial independence and her personal responsibilities as well. What the difference, and I would also look at her, she was, and most of the time she was fairly hassled because of the kind of things that she had to manage together. But I think what I found different in our 3-member family, I was an only child, versus some of the others, were the family was far more balanced. I mean, if you see the distribution of chores, I mean, it's a bit of a surprise or a bit of a dichotomy to say that a woman who brings money into the family enjoys more equality with the man than a woman who doesn't. And there is no shape and form to that. I mean, and on the other side, I also felt that there is no taking away the fact or the contribution that a woman who's not working and is not financially stable and bringing it to the family. But having said that, in our traditionally, most of our women folk have been in unpaid employment, which is contributing and taking nothing away from their contribution to the familial growth or the growth of this organization. But as an individual, I think it is our responsibility, which brings me to the second point, on understanding your own responsibilities, not just, even if you're not contributing fully, from a financial, bringing money into the family, how are you managing money for yourself? Whether it is having an asset base for yourself, whether it is securing your own future. A lot of women, I mean, if I look at myself, I mean, I'm not a great example of financial empowerment. I earn pretty much at an equal footing in my family, but I own no assets. I've never taken time to own a property or own any tangible asset which will contribute to me. We've always thought, and my father was the first person who actually pushed me to have a property of myself. Get yourself insurance, get yourself healthcare, get yourself covered in terms of regular investments, get yourselves covered in terms of savings. All of us, are somewhere, especially in India, have been conditioned to the fact that there's someone somewhere who'll take care of us, at least financially. I think that notion has to move. And of course, some of the very, very commonsensical or some of the larger trends that we are seeing today is a beautiful day for all of us to talk about gender equality and diversity and inclusion in our larger economy as well as the ecosystem. Investing in women's economic empowerment sets a direct path towards gender equality. That's your ticket to being and standing on the same pedestal. Poverty eradication. I mean, someone talked about, how do you make impact at the root level? Inclusive economic growth. The second big part of financial transformation emanates from education. That's number one. That's where the social transformation starts. That's where the understanding starts, that I need to educate myself. I need to bring myself to a level where I can contribute to the larger familial as well as the external ecosystem. Access to education will be key. Overall education and well-being of women also leads to improvement as far as our next generation is concerned. It's a well-proven fact.
थोड़ा time लग रहा है.
Absolutely. I think all good things take time. थोड़ा time तो लगेगा इसमें भी. Financial empowerment में भी लगेगा. But how we get there, number one, I think, is skill development. Number two is education. Number three is recognition amongst ourselves. So for all you wonderful people who are working on ground, and I look forward to being in a sphere and in a zone. At Speakin, 70% of us are women, and we take huge pride in that. But I think for those who are working on the ground and very, very close to the ground realities of our cities and places outside of the metros, I think the biggest gap will be to bring them competent, make them competent in terms of skilling. Entrepreneurship could be a very, very powerful driver of women empowerment again. And of course, in terms of giving them the benefit of economic growth as well as job creation. And finally, I would say that, success of one woman entrepreneur. I was just on a panel with Dr. Kiran Bedi, and looking at her, as we say that, one woman in turn motivates a million others to participate in a journey of empowerment, in a journey of entrepreneurship, in the journey of self-fulfillment, and who could in turn then educate and inspire a million others. So yes, time lagta hai, but small strides would come together to contribute the larger goal of financial as well as self-development. So that's all.
Sorry, Deepshika. I forgot that I was not on, not on mute. So
No, ma'am. I think it gave me a cue, and you're right that In fact, आज के दिन
that wasn't meant for you. कि time लगता
No,
है.
I know. I just
Sorry, it is my mistake.
No.
Actually, Deepshika, I'm very passionate about financial inclusion of women because one, most women, including myself, we have very little knowledge about क्या करना चाहिए, insurance कैसे लेंगे, ये कैसे करेंगे, वो कैसे करेंगे, and men don't encourage you to become financially secure. So if even I've come across working women who have no clue about कैसे savings करें, कैसे investment करें, कैसे asset create करें. So this is something, if you are doing a very big job, in informing women. Secondly, I have worked all over the state and Delhi and my state. Punjabis on the whole, since I married into a Punjabi family coming from deep East UP, but they're more forward looking, they understand working women ko encourage bhi karte hain. They are more supportive, but there are certain communities, and I've come across them. They would look at me, despite being in the IS, they would say, "Mere ghar ki auraton ko kaam karne ki zarurat nahi hai." And they were actually, they are very unsupportive, and a lot of them would say, "Mujhe to BA pass naukani mili hai." I mean, it's horrible. So we need to talk to women directly, to empower them, tell them कि अगर 10 रुपए भी मिले, save it. It is, and how to save it, where to save it. चाहे post office में ही करो, चाहे, you don't have to, which are the easily accessible places where you can do it. My time it was the post office. I tell I had a journalist friend, she's no more. She used to earn, she used to support the family. The husband wasn't that great, and I opened her PPF account. कि पैसा तुम 500 रुपए ही डालो, but डालो, and this is
Actually,
what
I totally
women
agree.
are not realizing, that if we don't look after ourselves, nobody will.
So true, Stuti ma'am. So true. And in fact, I think, yeah.
Just give me one small moment. I just want to make one last comment.
Sure.
I think, and I think this emanates from the ground up, not just for entrepreneurs or for for all of us who can figure the technology and education out, not just for the more educated one. When I went in for my fundraise, for every single fundraise, and now I sit on pitches where women folk come and pitch for their entrepreneurial setup and all. Every single woman has turned around and told me that we don't understand numbers. मुझे अपने numbers नहीं मालूम है. They're doing phenomenal business. I mean, they're profitable. The scale. I mean, then the one side stories like Baiju's and White Hat Juniors who are pulling numbers out of thin air, and then there are women who are doing credible business.
Yeah, they have no idea, and then they are being blackmailed by their staff, by who tell them horror stories कि tax वाले आके पकड़ ले जाएंगे. Look at what happened to that poor Chitra. She, I mean, decent enough lady, and she went into the clutches. Some kind of emotional support is Himalayan yogi ने दिया होगा, and she sort of messed it all up. And just don't understand. I had this, I was sorry, I'm butting in, but it is something which is from a real life example. When I had the CDPOs in the ICDS job, so I asked them, what skill do you want to learn? And accountancy to khair fir bhi figures mein nahi jana cha rahi thi, but they said we want to learn driving because our drivers blackmail us. So it is something, there's so many things to women empowerment, you never know, but financial inclusion is very, very important. So Deepshika, I would request you, come out with something simple for women to understand. Tops people, they have no idea, CEOs and all ki क्यों नहीं सीख सकते हैं. I said, arithmetic. I mean, I'm not too great at maths, but and figures.
Time तो लगेगा ही वाली बात है. We are on a journey.
We are on a journey, but she has started a very important conversation.
Definitely, ma'am.
छोटी चीजें शुरू करो.
That
easy
and
to
also,
understand.
I think it ties up beautifully with the sustainable development goals you were talking about.
Yeah. Financial empowerment is very important.
Yeah, how financial empowerment does not just take the entire country forward by adding that another 50% of productive labor to the economy, but also helps us achieve so many of these sustainable development goals. So that is true. And I thank you and Deepshika ma'am for a very interesting and enriching discussion. And Deepshika for also highlighting through your beautiful story on how this is a journey and what tools we can actually use in the direction to achieving this goal. So thank you so much for being here with us today. And over to Tazeen.
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful listening to you, Ms. Deepshika, and very, very correctly said that, we have been conditioned that there will be someone who will be taking care of our financial needs. It's us who need to change, right? And you are doing a wonderful job in that. Thank you so much. Now I would like to welcome Ms. Satarupa Dasgupta to announce the winner NGO. I think this is the moment everybody was looking for. I would like to request Ms. Satarupa Gupta to kindly announce the winner NGO.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tazeen. A very happy International Women's Day to all. It is such an honor and a privilege to be part of this forum. Listening to the eminent speakers who've actually done good work on the ground. These are not speakers sitting in their offices and talking. So inspiring and so nice to hear about all the good work that is happening. And being a jury member, going through all the applications was also quite an eye-opening exercise for me. It was wonderful to see that, people are not just talking about superficial support, but there are people who are actually doing good work, empowering women and hand-holding them to achieve success, to reach their goals. I'm very happy to announce, I'll not take much time, I'm very happy to announce the winner today. And that is Shirdi Sai Baba Temple Society. So a very big round of applause for them. Congratulations for all the good work that you have been doing. Very, very impressive work on the ground, sir. Congratulations.
Sir, आप म्यूट में हैं. Yes, sir. I think he's facing some network issues. Sir, आप म्यूट में हैं, sir. Mute है.
Is it right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we can hear you.
Good afternoon to all of you. Pooja ji, Tazeen ji, Dasgupta ji, our organization participants, and happy International Women's Day to all of you. You see, in India, there are a lot of problems. 60–70% people don't have adequate clothes to wear. Poor women do not know what is sentient, and they don't have access to them. People feel a girl born, a poor people, is something burden on them. So in Aadhaar card, they would put, suppose she's 6 years, they put the age of 8 years. So when she's in the card 18, she will be hardly 16 and they marry her. 13, 14, 15 girls are married. They have 3–4 children, husbands, girls. Then the mother-in-law says that, why not the boy, why not the son? So we have to see that we have to educate them that son and daughter should be treated equal. And the daughter should be taught karate, should be educated. I talked to Prime Minister in June 2001 to raise the age of girls for marriage to 21. So question is that we have to see, and I've started a school with the branch in Niswara, UP also. The school is giving free and quality education. CBSE affiliated 100% result in all the years in CBSE also. So now I have a limitation. I have got 3 sections in each class. There is a lot of demand. I can't help. So what I want that other NGOs should also come forward, take up such issues to help the poor people. I even want like Amul, our agriculture industry, farming should come under have big farms. because 405-acre jointly formed is cooperative society is made, and they can put their own children to work and all that. So if you marry a girl at 13 or 14, what will happen? It will all cause problem. And I'm grateful for all the support that I've been receiving from different institutions. Pooja has been also giving me a lot of support when she was in PC. And see, I'm already 88 and I'm working for last 35 years on these projects. Recently, we established one sanitary napkin machine, and we are supplying sanitary napkins pads, 6 napkins to a packet at subsidized rate of 10 rupees. And I'm trying to spread it to poor people through Rotary, to corporate, other social organizations. Like that, I'm collecting old clothes and recycling them and sending about 2 truckloads to backward areas in far-flung villages. So educating, healthcare, mass marriage, we are doing 100 mass marriage of poor girls per year. So I need sheer support, of course, and help from all the participants and others who you can recommend to.
Right,
I'm
sir.
already spending 4.5 crore per year. And
Right,
40
sir.
lakhs per month is my salary
Absolutely
payment.
sure that listening to you at this age also with so much of passion, I think a lot many helping hands would come now. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And a huge round of applause and congratulations to you,
Thank
sir,
you so much.
for being the winner. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as a winner, you have won a cash prize of rupees 10,000, an opportunity by ABCD International Family to speak on their platform, ABCD International Talks, to showcase their work. And they have also won 250 packs of Anandi Eco and Large pads. I think that would solve a lot of problems, which is worth rupees 10,000, and 10,000 of sanitary pads worth rupees 80,000, which is being given by Unicham. And Unicham will also organize menstrual health and hygiene workshops with the master trainers for you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request Pooja to again take over and carry on with today's proceedings.
Thank you, Tazeen. And congratulations, sir. Your humility and passion for your work is truly inspiring. And we move on to the last speaker for the day, Ms. Shilpa Mittal Singh. She is a postgraduate in business administration with over 20 years of experience in strategic management and sales. She has worked with organizations like ITC and Monster. Shilpa has extensive experience in building businesses and working with startups. Ms. Shilpa started her own entrepreneurial venture, Spring Talent, in 2008, a firm specializing in recruitment of senior level professionals. She has been associated with Can Kids, a non-profit support group working for children with cancer. Since 2015, Shilpa has also been serving as joint MD at Women on Wings. Shilpa, welcome to the event. Women in India today have this incredible energy, which if channeled well, can transform the world around them. Social entrepreneurship is one such important mechanism by means of which women with skills can take charge of their financial, ecological, cultural destiny with greater confidence. Shilpa, you have set up an organization which promotes just that. How do you think social entrepreneurship is essential in bringing sustainable change to our society?
Thank you, Pooja. Thanks for the introduction and good afternoon, everybody. I'm really, really pleased to be here amongst such eminent change makers of our society. And thank you, Alicia, for giving me this opportunity. Since I'm going last, I know a lot has already been spoken and I might sound repetitive, but I'm a strong believer of economic empowerment for women. And today, as we celebrate International Women's Day, I would like to congratulate and cherish every woman out there because we all know that they are the backbone of our society and they have the power to bring a positive change in a single generation. So as we talk about economic empowerment, I feel that's a key driver to making a change. We all know there is research out there to prove that income in the hands of women actually means a better future for her children in terms of better education and better nutrition. And therefore, the change that can happen in a single generation can be done if women are economically empowered. And I would like to reiterate Deepshika's point that India has made such considerable economic growth over the years in reduction of absolute poverty, in urbanization. But somewhere this growth journey has not really translated into economic inclusion for women. When we look at sheer numbers, yes, 48% of this population is what women is, and we are just contributing to 17% of the GDP, which is half of the global average. And therefore, it is extremely critical to bring women back in the workforce. And one such driver is entrepreneurship. It has a huge positive impact on individuals, on societies, and on entire economy as such. Now, what is social entrepreneurship? It is, an individual or a group which comes together and works to solve a prevailing problem of the society, but it works as a business. So it is business with a cause and intention to do good. So business for a cause is when they are earning profits and they are being able to run themselves on the income that they are generating, and therefore they are sustainable. And when they are sustainable, they can create a long-lasting impact. And the measure of performance is not generally based on the profits they are making, but also on the impact that they are creating at the ground level. So an organization like Women on Wings, we work on the SDGs that were mentioned earlier, on SDG number 1, which is no poverty, and SDG number 5, which is gender equality. So Women on Wings is an organization established in 2007. And we work with social enterprises across the country. At this moment, there are 52 social enterprises, and together we have created about 260,000 jobs for women in rural India. So our mission is to create 1 million jobs for women in rural India, and how we do it by economically empowering the women, making them financially independent. And we work through social enterprises who are already existing, who work with large-scale women beneficiaries and at a certain scale of evolution. But at the same time, what we notice that this is a very fragmented space. And because of that, they do not have access to professional knowledge and mentorship. And that's the gap as Women on Wings we bring on the table, and we bridge that gap and provide the business knowledge. When we look at entrepreneurs, success for a social entrepreneur really depends on who's leading the organization, who's at the helm of the things. Is he a visionary? Does he have a long-term impact? And at the same time, I think these people at sometimes really struggle with our experience we've seen with emotional balance. Right? The women out there are making beautifully handcrafted products, but they are not marketable, and therefore they are not earning an income. And that is where our approach really comes into play, where we try to bring the market orientation and not just product orientation, and bring in a balance between the head and the heart. So these are few of the changes that we see when we work with these organizations. And I think lastly, collaboration is the key to success, because this is a space where social entrepreneurs cannot work in isolation. There is no competition. They need to come together. We all as a society need to boost that. And we need to bring in all the 3 critical pillars, which is access to market, access to finance, as it has already been reiterated, and access to mentorship, which organizations like Women on Wings bring on the table. So these are some of the challenges of collaboration. And I feel, we have also worked on creating a community of social enterprises who come together, they exchange ideas, they exchange knowledge, and they identify collaboration opportunities, because, a teamwork makes the dream work. And that is our motto. We would love to end this note on the fact that social entrepreneurs are real change makers in the society, and more power to the women out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Shilpa. So correctly said, creating the right environment conducive to entrepreneurship and creating women leaders who are skilled to be entrepreneurs is critical to the entire momentum of the SDG achievement and the transformation we are seeking today. It has been a lovely discussion. Thank you so much for your insights. Over to Tazeen.
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful listening to Shilpa. And Women's on Wings, what a beautiful name you have given. I think if women are on wings, then obviously the sky is the limit. thank you for being with us today, and thank you for making us know what are the things that you are doing for women. Thank you so much. It has been wonderful listening to you.
Thank you.
As we inch closer to the end of today's program, I would request all of you to join me in thanking all the participants, volunteers, and riders who have made this event possible. Without them, we wouldn't be assembling over here today. It was absolutely amazing and wonderful listening to each and every speaker. A heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for making this event such a success. And we would like to request each and every one to congratulate all the three NGOs who are the winners today, and obviously to all the NGOs who have participated in this entire event. Thank you so much. I still cannot get over the fact that we are ending this virtual gathering now, and it feels as if the time just flew away. From exhilarating dance performance to valuable insights shared by our esteemed speaker, this event has far exceeded our expectations. Thank you all for joining in, sparing your time, and it is wonderful seeing you all in this virtual platform. Hoping to see you all in another event. Till then, a heartfelt goodbye and sayonara to you all. Thank you so much for being the part of this event. Thank you so much. Thank you.